The U.S. presidential election is still months away, but former President Donald Trump is already beginning to use his influence to bend foreign policy to align with his ambitions of a potential White House comeback. And just like 2017, Trump's agenda focuses on border security and immigration. Running for re-election, Trump is urging his party to reject a bill that ties border security measures to aid for Ukraine. The ex-president says the United States needs a separate border and immigration bill and that it should not be tied to foreign aid in any way. Now, President Biden has been pressing for a humane immigration policy at home. This, of course, while migrants crossing into the United States has reached a record high in December of 2023. In fact, on Sunday, U.S. senators finally unveiled a bipartisan $118 billion package on immigration restrictions. The bill links to it $60 billion for Ukraine and an additional $14 billion for Israel. It also provides new border funding and other concessions which normally Democrats would oppose and Republicans actually would favor. But the backlash from conservatives remains intense. In fact, we heard from a potential running mate for Donald Trump saying that the bill has no chance in the House of Representatives. They say the border proposal is actually insufficient, and Trump is leading the charge using his iron grip on Republicans leading the House of Representatives. Trump has asked the party to kill this legislation. He says the bill would be a great gift to Democrats, and the bill faces its first procedural vote Wednesday in the Senate, where 60 votes are required in a 100-member chamber that is almost evenly split between both parties. According to reports, in a closed-door meeting, Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell, who was initially on board with the bill, asked his members of his own party to actually vote against the bill. Earlier, House Speaker Mike Johnson, backing what his Lieutenant Elise Stefanik said earlier, has said that the deal would be dead on arrival. Here's how President Joe Biden reacted.
Speaker Johnson.
My message to Speaker Johnson is pay attention to what the Senate's doing. We got a bipartisan deal. You're going to see the detail of it this week. It'll be introduced on Wednesday. The border, I've been asking since the first bill I introduced was on the border. We don't have enough agents. We don't have enough folks. We don't have enough judges. We don't have enough folks there. We need help. Why won't they give me the help?
In a statement, U.S. President called the deal the toughest and fairest set of border reforms in decades. In fact, Biden went on to say that the deal will give him authority to shut down the border when it gets overwhelmed and make the asylum process fair and more efficient.
In that bipartisan bill gives me control, gives us control, and still meets the needs of the people being able to legally come across. We're going to open avenues of legality and shut down the ones that are not coming through the points of entry. So there's a lot we can do.
How does the bill get through the Senate?
With 60 votes, and you're going to watch.
But President Biden is also facing some pushback from within his own party. In fact, several Democrats have come out against the bill, raising concerns over restrictions on asylum seekers. Progressive lawmakers say the bill goes too far in imposing restrictions and does not represent a comprehensive immigration reform. But as the presidential election nears and the prospect of a Trump versus Biden rematch looks more and more likely, Democrats seem to have largely warmed to the idea of tougher border measures. From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.